We're having fun with English right here on Let's Talk in English. Welcome, everyone. My name's Andrea.
And I'm Gabe, and this week we are talking about DIY and putting things together.
Our lesson today is called Fun with Paper. Now, first, let's have some fun with our key words. Please say them with us. Our first one is glue. Glue. Part of my shoe fell off. I used some glue to put it back on.
Tape. Tape. Put some tape on the back of the envelope so it will stay closed.
Sound. Sound. That movie sounds interesting. I want to see it.
Okay, well, I want to review some key words. The first one is glue. Glue.
Tape. Tape.
Sound. Sound.
All right, great job, everyone. Now let's go see our friend Eddie.
Yeah, I have nothing interesting to say today.
Well, Eddie, you always have something interesting to say.
That doesn't sound like you, Eddie.
Yeah.
You always have something to say.
Okay, well, I can give you a mission.
Hey!
You know what? That sounds like you again. Here, give us the mission.
Okay, here it is. What is Max learning about?
What is Max learning about?
We'll learn about that in our conversations. Let's go.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Ben. Hi, Max. What are you cooking? Can I try some?
Okay.
Wait, what is it?
It's glue.
Glue? Ew! You would let me eat glue?
Well, you asked to try some. It's just flour and water. It won't hurt you.
Flour and water make glue?
Well, kind of. It's more like paste.
So Max is working in the kitchen, and usually when Max is in the kitchen, he's cooking something, right?
That's right. Usually in the kitchen, Max is making food. And his food usually tastes pretty good. But this time, is he making food?
Well, no, he's not making food. Sarah does ask, what are you cooking? Can I try some? Can I try some? That means you want to taste what the person is cooking.
That's right. This is a good phrase to know. Can I try something? Can I try the chocolate that you're making? That looks so good.
Or if a friend is eating something that you think looks good and you want to taste, you can say, can I try some of your chocolate chip cookie?
And Sarah says, what are you making? Can I try some? Now, Andrea, is this a good idea for her to try what Max is making?
No, it is not a good idea because Max is making glue. And you do not eat glue, but we are going to learn what it is. It's a key word. Glue. Glue. Glue is what you use to put two things together. It's a way to stick things together.
You can say, oh no, there is glue on my paper. I can't pull them apart. There is glue on my paper.
Well, Max is making special glue. It's made of flour and water. He says it's more like a paste. That's something that is thick and sticky. You know, it's interesting. What are they going to do with this glue?
Well, we will find out. Max is telling us in the next conversation, I hope.
I hope so too. Well, Thomas has more to tell us about this conversation, so let's go learn from him.
大家好，我是 Thomas。首先看到 glue， 这里的 glue 是当名词的用法。这边说 Ew, you would let me eat glue？ 虽然是我自己要求要吃的，但是你真的会把胶水喂给我吃吗？所以这里的胶水是物质名词，所以是不可数的。 You here's some glue， 这边有一些的胶水哎 ，some glue。哎呀，我的这个鞋跟掉了哈，你可不可以用胶水帮我粘上去啊 ？Can you use some glue to put it back on？ 那么 glue 之前我们学过，也可以当动词，你也可以用 Can you glue it back on? Glue something back on。这时候的 glue 是当动词的，你可不可以用胶水把它粘回去？动词也是用 glue。哎呦，其实也没有那么可怕哈。It's just flour and water. Flour and water 就是花跟水咯，不会吧？怎么会是花跟水呢？但是 flour 在这里拼音是 flour。flour 是面粉，它跟花的那个字发音是一样的哈，花是 flower，flour and water， 所以呢，把面粉跟水和在一起就制成什么呢？其实不能叫胶水啦，应该叫做浆糊哈。所以这样的一个用法是 flour and water make glue， 所以呢，把面粉跟水和在一起，可以用来制造这种胶的东西，黏黏的东西就叫胶水或者是浆糊。浆糊另外有一个字叫 paste。Yeah, kind of 类似啦哈，不是真正的胶水，是 paste. It's more like paste. 我们有的时候用那个滑鼠 cut and paste， 把什么东西一段话，一个东西剪下来，然后贴到另外一个地方 ，cut and paste。那个时候的 paste 是动词，就是粘贴上去的意思。我们来看下一段的对话。
Why are you making paste?
You'll see. Ben, can you get that newspaper? Put it on the table.
Do you need these cardboard boxes too?
Yes, and the tape.
What is going on?
Am I early?
No, you're on time. Come in.
What is going on?
We're having a paper mache class.
And Max is the teacher?
Max is the teacher of this paper mache class. Well, we see that you need different things if you're going to make paper mache. You need newspaper. What else might you need?
Well, you can also use cardboard and boxes.
Okay, and Max also talks about tape. And let's look at this key word, the word tape. Tape. Tape is something that you use to stick something together. 胶带.
Tape is like a very thin piece of paper. One side is sticky and one side is not. You often get tape on a roll and then you just take the amount of tape that you need.
So if you get a package in the mail, many times a big package, like a box, will have tape on the outside. You have to cut the tape or take the tape off the package before you can open this package.
Well, Sarah says, what is going on? She sees all these people and tape and paper around. She wants to know what's going on.
Well, so do I, and we'll find out. But then Betty comes in. She says, "Am I early?" Now, this is a good phrase to know, especially if you are someone who likes to be on time. Betty is wondering, am I early?
Am I early? She wants to know if she is there before the class starts.
Well, she's not. She's right on time. Now, why is Max having a paper mache class? I guess we'll find out, and we'll also find out what paper mache is right now with Thomas.
这里我们来看 cardboard。Cardboard 是硬纸板，所以 cardboard boxes 就是那种硬纸板做的硬纸盒 cardboard。另外有一个字呢叫做 cupboard， 那个的发音叫做 cupboard，cupboard cupboard 是厨房的碗柜或者是橱柜或壁柜，所以呢看起来有点像，但是不太一样哈。一个是 cardboard 硬纸板，一个是 cupboard 壁柜或碗柜。另外你也可以说 these boxes are made of cardboard， 这些箱子是用硬纸板做的。后面提到 tape， 在这边的 tape 是指胶带，我们以前看到的这种录影带叫做 a video tape， 也是用带子的这个 tape 来造的。 后面呢有一个法文字叫做 paper mache。paper mache 这样一个 paper mache class 就叫做纸塑课。那么什么叫纸塑这种材料呢？它是用胶水跟纸浆混在一起，那等它干了以后，就可以做出一个形状。所以你也可以说 You can put the paper mache on the balloon。所以如果把那个纸浆糊在那个气球的外面，你就会做出一个圆圆的模子，对不对？然后等它呢干了以后，就可以做成一个圆圆的样子。这是一种艺术创作的一种材料，也是一种课程，它是一个名词哈。Paper mache to have a paper mache class， 或者是 put the paper mache 这种材料。我们来看下一段的对话。
I'm learning about paper mache in my DIY class. Remember, Sarah?
Oh, right! I chose that class for you. You like it?
I do.
Max sounded so excited about paper mache. I asked him to teach me.
Max said I could stay for dinner if I joined the class.
Do you want to join us, Sarah?
Well, okay. I like crafts. And I want to see if you really know what you're doing.
Well, I think Max does know what he is doing. He is the teacher and he is sharing what he's learned about paper mache.
Yes, he is sharing about paper mache, and we also find out something very important to our lesson today.
Well, what is that, Gabe?
The answer to our mission, Andrea.
Oh, yes. Today's mission. The question is, what is Max learning about?
What is Max learning about? He's learning about paper mache in his DIY class.
So he is learning about it, and now he is also teaching his friends about paper mache.
He certainly is. And so, well, Betty says she joined the class because Max sounded excited about it.
Hey, that sounds like a key word. Well, friends, let's learn it together. The key word is sound. Sound. In our conversation, Max sounded so excited. That means the way he was talking and acting about something made it seem like he was excited.
You know, Andrea, I went to see this movie the other day. It was a really funny movie, and I just really enjoyed this movie. It was great. And you know what? I really think that you should see it.
Okay, well, Gabe, that sounds like a great movie. I think I'll go.
It was a great movie.
Okay, you know, I also heard about this new restaurant. Maybe you should go next time, maybe after a movie. They have delicious desserts, all kinds of ice cream and fruits and cake and everything is so good.
Andrea, stop. You're making me hungry. That sounds delicious. I want to go.
I want to go too. Well, we should go.
Well, let's go.
That sounds like a good idea.
Okay, great. You know what else sounds good?
What's that?
Learning more.
From Thomas. Let's go.
这边 Betty 说 Max sounded so excited about paper mache。所以呢 Max 讲话的口气听起来是如此的兴奋 about paper mache。记得它的 paper mache 的拼音哈 P-A-P-I-E-R 就是英文的 P-A-P-E-R， 但是这是个法文字，所以他对这种纸塑课呢非常的有兴趣，所以我请他来教我这样子一个意思哈。Sounded 它听起来怎么样 ？Hey, the story sounds interesting。你讲的那个故事听起来还蛮有趣的，所以听起来怎么样可以用 sound 后面用形容词。接下来一个句型是一个假设语法 Max said I could stay for dinner if I joined the class。 所以他原来的意愿是没有参加这个纸塑课了哈，所以他说如果你留下来参加这个纸塑课，那我就请你吃晚餐。所以同样的这种句型，妈妈说呢，我只要把功课做完就可以去看电影，其实我现在功课还没有做完，所以与现在事实相反，用过去式 Mom said I could go to the movies if I finished my homework。 所以呢 said could 然后呢 finished 都是用过去式表达一种假设语法。后面来学 craft I like crafts. Crafts 就是手工艺、手工艺品，也可以等于一个字叫做 handicraft。handicraft 加 s handicraft。Do you like doing crafts？ 你喜不喜欢做一些手工艺啊？也可以用这个字 doing crafts。我们来看今天的 Inspector E。
Inspector E.
Hi friends, this is Mrs. E. What is Max learning about in his DIY class? Do you remember? Let's look again.
I'm learning about paper mache in my DIY class. I'm learning about paper mache in my DIY class.
Ah, Max is learning about paper mache in his DIY class. Now, this is a good sentence to learn when you want to tell someone what you learned in class. Do people ask you, what are you learning in your classes? You can say, I'm learning about this and this in my class. Let's try some examples. I'm learning about typhoons in my science class. Or, I'm learning about the internet in my computer class. How about this? I'm learning about singing in my music class. Now you are learning English with me, Mrs. E. Now students, remember, if someone is asking you, what are you learning in class? You can reply, I'm learning about history in my history class, or I'm learning about languages in my English class. Practice with a friend. Use what you've learned. You guys can practice 10 minutes a day just asking, what are you learning in class? I'm learning about this in my class. Now remember, use it or lose it. This is Mrs. E signing off.
Conversation replay.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Ben. Hi, Max. What are you cooking? Can I try some?
Okay.
Wait, what is it?
It's glue.
Glue? Ew! You would let me eat glue?
Well, you asked to try some.
It's just flour and water. It won't hurt you.
Flour and water make glue?
Well, kind of. It's more like paste.
Why are you making paste?
You'll see. Ben, can you get that newspaper? Put it on the table.
Do you need these cardboard boxes too?
Yes, and the tape.
What is going on?
Am I early?
No, you're on time. Come in.
What is going on?
We're having a paper mache class.
And Max is the teacher?
I'm learning about paper mache in my DIY class. Remember, Sarah?
Oh, right! I chose that class for you. You like it?
I do.
Max sounded so excited about paper mache. I asked him to teach me.
Max said I could stay for dinner if I joined the class.
Do you want to join us, Sarah?
Well, okay. I like crafts. And I want to see if you really know what you're doing.
Calendar phrase.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time to learn our calendar phrase. Our phrase today is, I made this myself.
I made this myself.
Now, if you go to a DIY class and you make something, when you show someone, you can say, I made this myself.
That's right. Hey, Andrea, have you ever made anything all by yourself?
Well, yes, I did make a frame once all by myself.
That's pretty good. I should probably learn how to make something by myself.
You can do that at a DIY class, and we can learn more about this phrase with our calendar phrase skit.
I made this myself.
I made this myself. 我自己做的。
Look, Marie, I made this myself.
Wow, that's really nice, John.
Thanks. I spent 2 hours making it. I made this myself.
That's great.
Yes, I made this myself. It's really special to me.
I can see that. So, what is it?
I don't know, but I made it myself. I made this myself.
I made this myself. 我自己做的。
Welcome back, everyone. Now let us practice our question of the day.
Yeah, I have the question. All right, here it is for today. Do you like doing crafts? Why or why not?
Do you like doing crafts? Why or why not?
Well, it can be fun to do crafts because it's fun to put things together.
And when you're doing crafts, you are doing DIY. Well, thanks so much for joining us today here on Let's Talk in English.
On PTS and the radio.
Be sure to come back again tomorrow. We'll be having fun with English. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
English can be fun. Open your eyes to the world around. Join friends to be found. Let's talk in English. Learning together can be fun. The journey's begun. The journey's begun. Let's talk in English. Learning together can be fun.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk in English here at PTS and on the radio. My name is Gabe.
And my name's Andrea. We're glad you came back to join us.
That's right. And we have some cool things to talk about today. First, we want to start with our words. Now, our first key word today is wide. Wide. This street is very wide. Many cars can drive on it.
Our next keyword is mix. Mix. Susan used her hands to mix everything together.
Kid. Kid. Nancy has 2 kids. One is 5 years old and the other is 3.
Cover. Cover. Please cover your mouth when you sneeze.
Dry. Dry. Put your clothes outside in the sun. They will dry faster.
Well done. Let's say these keywords together again. The first one is wide. Wide.
Mix. Mix.
Kid. Kid.
Cover. Cover.
Dry. Dry.
Well, I think it's time now for us to go and, it's time for us to go to talk to Eddie. Hey, Eddie.
One moment.
Eddie?
I'm in the shower.
What?
What? Eddie, it's your turn.
You...
I'm trying to dry here.
Oh, my goodness, Eddie.
Hey.
What?
Do
You're
you
wearing
feel...
a towel.
Yeah,
That's
well,
nice.
I'm trying to dry off.
Do you feel nice and warm now?
Not yet.
Not yet? No. Well, maybe after you give us the mission, you can go and continue to dry. But can you give us the mission?
Yeah, okay. What does Betty love?
What does Betty love?
Well, let's go find the answer to today's mission right now while Eddie continues to dry off. Does everyone have something they can put the paper mache on?
I have a balloon.
I have a box.
My bottle is ready.
Good. And the paste is ready. So now we need to tear this newspaper into long strips.
How wide should the strips be?
About 1 or 2 inches.
Ben, stop!
What?
That's my article! Don't tear my article!
Oh, sorry.
Ha 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 ha, that's funny. Ben was about to tear Sarah's article. Anyway, back to the important part of the conversation. We see that they have a balloon and a box and a bottle. Now, why would you need these things?
Well, you need something to put the paper mache on, and they all have something different.
Yes, they do, and they're all ready. Betty says, my bottle is ready, and Max says, the paste is ready as well. If something is ready, that means it is prepared for the next step. What are you going to do next? Are you ready for it?
Are you ready to learn a key word? Yes, because we have one in this conversation.
And the key word is wide. Wide. If you talk about how wide something is, you are talking about how long it is across. So many things are long and they are also wide.
So the strips are long, but Betty wants to know how wide they should be, how big they should be across. You know, the other day I was bringing some furniture into my house. First, I had to see how wide my door was, and then how wide the furniture was to make sure that it would fit in my house.
And the other day I was walking along a path that was not very wide, but it was next to a very wide river. And so I could see across to the other side of the wide river.
And how wide do the strips need to be? Well, we find out about 1 or 2 inches.
1 or 2 inches, that's right. Well, hey, let's learn a little more right now from our dear friend Thomas.
大家好，我是 Thomas。首先看到一个句子是 So now we need to tear this newspaper into long strips. 所以 T-E-A-R tear 是撕东西的那个动词，撕掉、撕报纸、撕纸张的那个撕叫做 tear。过去是 tore， 过去分词 torn。tear, tore, torn。它跟眼泪的字拼音是一样，但是念法不一样。眼泪是 tear，T-E-A-R， 眼泪的词性是名词，所以这边是 tear。So now we need to tear this newspaper into long strips. Strips 是什么呢？长条的东西，纸啊什么的叫做 strips。另外很容易跟它搞混的一个字叫做 stripe。S-T-R-I-P-E 加 stripes。Stripes 是指条纹，横条纹或者是直条纹叫做 stripes。这边呢是纸条，一个长条的东西，所以不太一样哈。那如果你是把报纸撕成不规则的形状，那变成是 to tear the newspaper into pieces。into pieces。后面来学 wide。wide 是宽。How wide should the strips be？ 那么撕下来的这个报纸的长条状大概要多宽呢？1 to 2 inches。所以这个宽度你也可以这个句子说 How long should the strips be？ 要多长呢？那么一个 inch 呢是 2.54 公分。2 inches CHSH 结尾的名词呢复数要用 ES， 念的方式变成 inches。 1 inch 2 inches。 我们来看下一段的对话。
Now, mix the newspaper pieces and the paste together.
This is so fun. I love making a mess.
Me too. I feel like a kid again.
Okay, what's next?
Take the wet pieces of paper and put them on your box, or your bottle or balloon.
Well, this is great. We are learning the different steps of paper mache. And Gabe, what's the first step that Max shares in this conversation?
Well, Max says you must mix the newspaper pieces and the paste together. So that is the first step here.
And that is our first keyword in this conversation. It is mix. Mix. Now, when you mix two or more things together, that means you put them together so they become one.
Now, if you remember, when Max was making this paste, he had to mix flour and water. Hey, I just used that word. He mixed the flour and water to make paste. He put them together.
Every day, some people drink coffee, and they mix milk and sugar with their coffee. They mix it all together and then drink it.
That's right. And when I'm having a salad, I like it when the salad is mixed up with fruits and vegetables like tomatoes. That's wonderful.
That sounds good. Our next keyword is kid. Kid. A kid is another word for a child. Sarah says, I feel like a kid again. She feels like she's a child again as she makes paper mache.
You know, I also think of someone who is young and carefree. They don't really worry about too much. And I call those people kids. Of course, usually they are very young, and it's another word for children. So someone's children are their kids.
We also found the answer to today's mission in this conversation. The question is, what does Betty love?
What does Betty love? Betty loves making a mess.
Yes, and making paper mache is kind of like making a mess.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun. Let's keep learning more with Thomas.
这里我们来学动词 mix。mix 是把什么东西跟什么东西混在一起。这边说 now mix the newspaper pieces and the paste together， 把所有这些报纸的碎片呢，还有浆糊把它混在一起。那我们来造句，你可以说用什么东西把它混在一起呢？你可以用你的手啊，用汤匙啊，都可以。You can mix them together with a spoon, or you can mix them together with your hand， 也可以用你的双手，然后呢把它混在一起 mix。所以混在一起以后有一种说法叫做 mixed up，be mixed up，M-I-X-E-D 再加上 U-P，I'm mixed up， 我已经搞混了，我搞迷糊了，这样子一个用法，因为东西都混在一起嘛，也是这样延伸的一个用法。后面来学说 ，Wow, this is so fun. I love making a mess. To make a mess, mess 就是乱七八糟，东西没有在定位，然后也没有收好。This is a mess. This room is a mess. 你的房间乱七八糟，也可以用它的形容词 messy. Your room is messy. M-E-S-S-Y. 后面提到 kid 是小孩子，从小孩子 kid 这身上看不到是男生还是女生哦。或者你说 I have 2 kids， 我有2个小孩，不知道是男是女。如果要知道男女的话 I have a son, I have a daughter 就可以了。那要指年龄呢 I have a 2-year-old kid。 2-year-old 当形容词的用法，中间用连字号。我有个2岁的小孩，你就可以说 My kid is 2 years old， 是同样的意思。我们来看下一段的对话。
I'm done.
No, you're not. You need to cover it with 2 to 4 layers.
4 layers?
Then you let it dry. When it's dry, you cover it again.
Again?
And again and again, if you need to.
Then we paint and decorate them, right?
Right.
We're never going to eat dinner.
Don't worry. We'll take a break and eat while these are drying.
The pizza should be here soon.
So get back to work.
So get back to work. They should start working again. Gabe, are you yawning?
Oh, we're on TV.
Yes. It's time to get back to work.
Right, here we go.
And, when you yawn, you should cover your mouth.
You're right, I should use my hand to cover my mouth.
And cover is a key word. Get back to work.
Right. Okay, are you awake, everybody? Because here we go. Here's our key word, cover. Say it again with me. Cover. When you cover something, you put something else on top of it. You cover it.
When it's cold outside, you should cover your ears with a hat. If you are cooking, you should cover the pot of water so the water boils quickly.
And after you finish eating, maybe it's a good idea to cover your food and then put it in the refrigerator. Otherwise, it might dry out. And there's another word I want to talk about, the word dry. Say it with me. Dry. When you let something dry, you let it have no water. It gets to a place where it has no water.
When it dries, all the water that is in it comes out. Now, what kind of things do we dry? Well, in the morning or in the evening after you wash your hair, you might dry your hair so it's not wet anymore. We also dry our clothes after we wash them.
And after we wash in the shower, then we like to take a towel and dry off. And right now, let's go and listen to more with Thomas.
这里看到一个句子是 You need to cover it with 2 to 4 layers. 首先，动词 cover 是覆盖的意思。比如今天下雪了，覆盖了地面，你就可以说 Snow covered the ground. Snow covered the ground. 下雪呢，覆盖了地面。那么 layer 是什么意思呢？ L-A-Y-E-R 是 lay 的名词 ，lay 呢是把东西放在上面 ，lay 放置 ，layer 是一层一层，所以这边说 2 to 4 layers 要2到4层，所以这边如果是2到4层的衣服，那表示今天很冷啊。2 to 4 layers of clothes。那如果地面有 many layers of dust。一层一层的灰尘，那表示什么？地面非常脏了，这样一个意思。后面有一个动词叫 dry，dry 也可以当形容词。这边说 then let it dry， 让它变干。When it's dry， 当它是干的时候，所以这里的 dry 呢是形容词。哇，井呢枯干了，你可以说 the well dried up，D-R-I-E-D， 去 y 加上 I-E-D。我们来看今天的 Movie Minute。Movie
Minute.
Today on Travel Hualien, we're at the Hualien Railway Museum. In 2002, Hualien made this museum one of the historical places in the area. The Hualien Railway is special to Hualien because of its rich history. In 1908, the Japanese started to build the railway. Finally, in 1943, the railway was finished. It went from Hualien to Datong. So what can you see in the museum? You can see an old railway car. The museum has kept part of an old train. You can also see things people used during the time when they built the railway. What was life like 60 or 70 years ago? You can get an idea by looking at some of the exhibits in the museum. The museum has old police stations and workplaces. You can see some of the things they used to do business back then. The museum also has an old water tower. They used to use this water tower to fill steam trains. And you can also take a look at old train tracks. And there's a lot more to see and do. So, if you like trains and history, then plan a trip to the Hualien Railway Museum. You'll have a good time.
Conversation replay.
Does everyone have something they can put the paper mache on?
I have a balloon.
I have a box.
My bottle is ready.
Good. And the paste is ready. So now we need to tear this newspaper into long strips.
How wide should the strips be?
About 1 or 2 inches.
Ben, stop!
What?
That's my article. Don't tear my article.
Oh, sorry.
Now, mix the newspaper pieces and the paste together.
This is so fun. I love making a mess.
Me too. I feel like a kid again.
Okay, What's next?
Take the wet pieces of paper and put them on your box, or your bottle or balloon.
I'm done.
No, you're not. You need to cover it with 2 to 4 layers.
4 layers?
Then you let it dry. When it's dry, you cover it again.
Again?
And again and again, if you need to.
Then we paint and decorate them, right?
Right.
We're never going to eat dinner.
Don't worry. We'll take a break and eat while these are drying.
The pizza should be here soon.
So get back to work.
Calendar phrase.
You know, Andrea, I am so happy. Do you know why?
Why are you happy, Gabe?
I have no more homework. I finished my project.
You finished your project, Gabe. That is good news.
It is great news. And everybody, we have some more good news. Right now, it's time for our calendar phrase. The phrase is, I finished my project.
I finished my project.
So when you are finished doing something, maybe it took you a long time, but you're finished. You can say, hey, I finished my project.
I finished my project. Well, we are not finished.
No.
No.
Oh, no. We're
No,
going to
no.
go and look at today's calendar phrase right now.
I finished my project.
I finished my project.
我完成了计划。
Woohoo! I finished my project.
Really? Good for you.
Thanks. I'm so excited. I finished my project. Did you finish your project?
What project?
Your project for English class. It's due tomorrow.
Oh no, I forgot.
That's okay. I finished my project. I can help you.
Thanks, John.
I finished my project.
I finished my project.
我完成了计划。
Hey, everybody. It's time for the question of the day. Eddie, did you finish drying off?
Oh, I still need to dry my hair.
Oh, right.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, before you dry your hair, maybe you can give us the question of the day.
Okay. Question is, would you like to try paper mache? Why or why not?
Right. Would you like to try paper mache? Why or why not?
Yes, I would like to try paper mache. It looks like a lot of fun. And you can make some paper mache gifts to give your friends.
Hey, that's a pretty good idea. Make something and then give it to your friends. Well, hey, everybody. We want to thank you for joining us today right here on Let's Talk in English,
We're on PTS and the radio.
where drying off can be fun. Right, Eddie?
Yeah.
Okay, jayo, everybody. Bye-bye.
Look at the weather report before you go out today.
Can run. The journey's begun. The journey's begun. Let's talk in English. Learning together can be fun.
Hi, everyone. It is Saturday right here on Let's Talk in English. We're on PTS and the radio. My name's Andrea.
And my name is Gabe. Hey, everybody.
Gabe, what are you doing?
Well, Andrea, I'm putting these things together. I'm building something.
You're building something? Well, Gabe, that is interesting. Now, what are you building?
It's my cup plant. See?
Wow, Gabe, you are very creative. Well, friends, this week on our show, we've been learning about putting things together. What did our friends Sarah and Max put together?
Well, they put together a tricycle. because Max and Ben were in the small town tricycle race.
That's right, and they did not win the race, but they did win a special prize, didn't they?
That's right. Max got a prize because he decorated his tricycle and he was really creative.
Yes, very creative, Gabe. Just like you. Do you want to tell us some more about the thing you have created?
Yes, you see, I have 2 cups and a plant with beautiful roses. And I'm going to give this to my special someone.
Wow, Gabe. She is a lucky girl. And friends, we are lucky because we get to review everything we learned this week. Now, as you're listening, listen for keywords and other things that will help you review.
I think that's very important. It's very important to pay attention and also to listen closely to these conversations as we listen to them again right now.
Here we go.
Conversation replay.
Sarah, I'm home.
Hey, Max.
Look at this.
What is it?
It's a kit. I'm making a tricycle.
Why are you making a tricycle?
It's for Small Town's tricycle race. This year, Ben and I are in the race.
Why don't you buy a tricycle?
That's no fun. Ben is building a tricycle. I can build one too.
Okay. Do you need help?
No thanks. I can do it.
Are you sure? You don't read directions.
I don't need directions. I can build without them. Don't worry.
Max takes the directions out of the box. He doesn't look at them. He takes everything out of the kit. Sarah reads the directions. Max puts some parts together, but they fall apart. Max gets a screwdriver. Sarah stops him. She shows him the directions. Then they work together on the tricycle.
Who left a tricycle here?
Renee, do you like my tricycle? I put it together.
You built this tricycle?
Yes.
Really? You're not good at building things. But this looks great, Max.
Thank you, Renee. Ben and I are going to be in the small town tricycle race, and I want to win.
Great. So how long did you work on this tricycle?
Oh, not that long. The work was pretty easy.
That's good.
Look at these screws. The work is very detailed.
Yes, I can see that. Good job, Max.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I'm going to start cooking.
Good morning, Renee.
Morning.
Oh, Max brought the tricycle to work.
Yes.
I had fun putting it together. It was a little difficult. There were lots of small pieces.
Wait, you built it?
Yes. Max wanted to build it, but he didn't know how. So I helped him.
I see.
We worked on it for about 2 hours.
Really? Hey, Max.
Yes? Hey, Sarah.
I just really like your tricycle.
I did a great job.
You?
Sarah and I did a wonderful job together. Okay. Sarah did most of the work.
I see.
But Max helped. He got the tools out.
Hey, you guys didn't decorate the tricycle.
So?
I'm taking a DIY class for flower arrangement. I can put flowers on your tricycle for you.
I have a better idea. I'll glue candies all over it. Guess what?
You won the tricycle race.
Well, no, but look at this.
You won the most creative decorations award for your tricycle. Good job.
For my prize, I get a free DIY class. I can pick the class.
Great. What class are you picking?
I'll let Sarah pick because she did the most work.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Ben. Hi, Max. What are you cooking? Can I try some?
Okay.
Wait. What is it?
It's glue.
Glue? Ew! You would let me eat glue?
Well, you asked to try some.
It's just flour and water. It won't hurt you.
Flour and water make glue?
Well, kind of. It's more like paste.
Why are you making paste?
You'll see. Ben, can you get that newspaper? Put it on the table.
Do you need these cardboard boxes too?
Yes, and the tape.
What is going on?
Am I early?
No, you're on time. Come in.
What is going on?
We're having a paper mache class.
And Max is the teacher?
I'm learning about paper mache in my DIY class. Remember, Sarah?
Oh, right! I chose that class for you. You like it?
I do.
Max sounded so excited about paper mache. I asked him to teach me.
Max said I could stay for dinner if I joined the class.
Do you want to join us, Sarah?
Well, okay. I like crafts. And I want to see if you really know what you're doing.
Does everyone have something they can put the paper mache on?
I have a balloon.
I have a box.
My bottle is ready.
Good. And the paste is ready. So now we need to tear this newspaper into long strips.
How wide should the strips be?
About 1 or 2 inches.
Ben, stop!
What?
That's my article. Don't tear my article.
Oh, sorry.
Now, mix the newspaper pieces and the paste together.
This is so fun. I love making a mess.
Me too. I feel like a kid again.
Okay, what's next?
Take the wet pieces of paper and put them on your box, or your bottle or balloon.
I'm done.
No, you're not. You need to cover it with 2 to 4 layers.
4 layers?
Then you let it dry. When it's dry, you cover it again.
Again?
And again and again, if you need to.
Then we paint and decorate them, right?
Right.
We're never going to eat dinner.
Don't worry. We'll take a break and eat while these are drying.
The pizza should be here soon.
So get back to work.
Beat the GEPT.
大家好，我是 Thomas， 又到了我们 Beat the GPT 战胜全民英检的单元了。今天我们来看阅读理解。这篇文章呢，首先第一个问题提到说 ，What kind of natural beauty can you not find near Portland？ 所以在奥勒冈州的这个 Portland 波特兰市呢， 你没有办法从文章里面看到说它有哪些自然的美景是在这周在这个城市没有办法找到的。我们来看看 A mountain B beach。A 提到说有没有山的美景呢？群山的美景有没有呢？ B beach 有没有沙滩的美景呢？ C 有没有 desert 沙漠这种自然景观可以看呢？ D gorge 是一个峡谷，有没有峡谷呢？我们回到 A 提到 mountain B beach 在文章都有提到的，他说 Portland is famous for its nearby mountains and beaches， 确实有提到波特兰市呢就是以它的邻近的环绕这些群山美丽的山而出名的。 beaches 沙滩也有。那么 desert 呢？ desert 没有提到说那边有著名的沙漠可以看。 D gorge 有没有峡谷？有的，因为它是 one of the most famous sites， 其中波特兰市著名的 one of the most famous sites near Portland is the beautiful Columbia River Gorge， 确实是有哥伦比亚的这个河的山谷河谷可以来看，所以 D 也是有的，所以只有 C 没有，答案应该要选 C。 我们来看下一题。What are some of the city's delights in Portland？ 所以呢，在波特兰市可以发现，在这个都市里面很多的一些什么样的乐趣可以提供给人们呢？ A going to an art show， 有没有艺术的这种展览？艺术方面的可以提供给人家做娱乐，有没有呢？ B going to a ball game， 去看球赛，有没有呢？ C going shopping， 有没有提供一些购物的天堂的这种乐趣呢？ D all of the above， 以上皆是。我们来看实际上文章有没有提到，有的在文章提到说 the city itself， 都市这个波特兰市的本身 offers everything from art to sports to great shopping。 正好这三个都有。 art 艺术方面艺文的活动有了， sports 运动的活动也有了， great shopping 很棒的购物也有了，所以答案 A、B、C 都有，只能选 D all of the above， 以上皆是。我们来看下一题。How long is the Sternwiller Columbia Gorge Cruise？ 所以要搭乘这样子一个运河之旅啊，通过这个 gorge， 通过这个山谷，哥伦比亚这个山谷，坐在这种 Sternwiller， 坐在这种运河的轮船里面，需要多久的时间？看清楚题目，他问你多久的时间。 A 50 meters 50公尺，不是问多久时间吗？怎么会回答50公尺呢？ A 不对。2 meters 2公尺也不对。 C 2 hours D 1 hour， 到底文章提到的是2小时还是1小时呢？文章提到的是说 a 2-hour cruise， 答案就在这里了。 a 2-hour cruise It's a 2-hour cruise， 这是一个2小时的运船之旅，或者是这种运河之船，坐在这个上面 on this beautiful large boat It's a great way to enjoy the gorge。 所以呢，要享受这个山谷啊，就是坐这种运河，走在这个山谷的当中，能够把这个风景看得最好的，所以实际上是 2 hours， 答案选 C。 以上讲解清楚了吗？各位同学，在阅读的当中最重要的技巧是什么？其实是多阅读。看不懂的呢，去猜；猜不到的呢，查字典。接下来把整个阅读训练出来之后，你的能力就会越来越增加。And then you can beat the GPT， 战胜全民英语。
Song time.
That's right, we want you to beat the GEPT, and we also want to talk about this song time for this month, the weather report. Now, if you remember, the first words of this song are take a look at the weather report. What does it mean to take a look at something?
Well, when you take a look at something, that means you focus on that. You think about that. You can tell a friend, hey, take a look at the newspaper. There's an interesting story.
Take a look at my homework. Do you think I did a good job?
take a look at this book. I think you would like it.
Hey, Andrea, take a look at this thing that I created, my cup plant. Take a look.
Yes, Gabe, I am looking at your cup plant, and I must say again that it is a very special thing.
Thank you. Well, everybody, before we take a look at this song again, there is one more thing we need to review. That is, spring is on its way. Spring is almost here. It's on its way.
When something is on its way, that means it is coming. If your birthday is coming up, you can say, my birthday is on its way.
And the Songtime song is not only on its way, it's here right now. Let's go and listen to the weather report.
Take a look at the weather report before you go out today. It may be hot or it may be cold, but spring is on its way. April showers bring May flowers and hope for a beautiful day. Windy, rainy, hot or cold, changing every day. Take a look at the weather report before you go out today. It may be hot or it may be cold, but spring is on its way. April showers bring May flowers and hope for a beautiful day. Windy, rainy, hot or cold, changing every day. The forecast is for me to know if spring is here to stay.
Word Power.
Word Power! Now we see this feature on our show every Monday. You learn new words that go with the topic of that week.
That's right, and it's very important when you learn a new word to use that word and practice with that word. How can we do that?
Well, we can make a word power journal. Write down all the new words you learned and then write your own sentence for that word, and then you will have Word Power!
It's time for Word Power. Do you like building things? What do you use to build something? There are many different tools. A tool is something that can help you do things. When we build things, we need tools. Tool. Tool. Some people have many different tools. If you have a lot of tools, you keep them inside a toolbox. Then you can carry them with you and you won't lose them. Toolbox. Toolbox. What kind of tools can you have in your toolbox? One kind of tool is a screwdriver. A screwdriver puts screws into wood. When you want to put two pieces of wood together, you can use this tool. Screwdriver. Screwdriver. A hammer is another kind of tool. You use a hammer to hit nails or other things. Hammer. Hammer. Scissors cut things. You can cut paper, string, and cloth. Scissors. Scissors. Do you need to know how long something is? You can use a tape measure. Tape measure. Tape measure. When something is too tight or too loose, you use a wrench. A wrench is a tool that makes things tighter or looser. Wrench. Wrench. Well, now that you know these words, build something. Remember these words, and you'll have word power.
Well, Gabe, it has been a fun Saturday, hasn't it?
Yes, it really has. It's been fun putting things together and, of course, reviewing our lessons.
It always is. So thank you for joining us today here on Let's Talk in English.
On PTS and on the radio.
Well, we hope you have a wonderful weekend. Maybe you'll even have time to put something together.
That's very good. Yeah, put something together and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Take a look at the weather report before you go out today. It may